So that brings us to the next point of the marketing mix. So in the marketing mix per se, see, this is again, now we are talking of execution. So now again, I will keep on repeating myself a bit, but this is so that everyone is well integrated throughout this workshop. So first you have identified the product, then you have done research to find out who, so is there a market for this? Then you have spent some time build the brand, have some digital presence, so that you are visible and you can be found out. And then of course you do that open whiteboard thing, and you define, okay, these are the customers, this is how we reach them. Now all this for what? Finally the marketing mix is nothing but the execution plan. You are that guy in Himalaya with that with that COVID jadi booty which you have now. How do you reach out to the entire mass of people out there? So you may have a process where you reach out and you have a deep message. So probably you have like, so for example, just to give an example, in this session we are having an intense, discussion. So but for an intense discussion, I can only address what, 50, 100, 200 people at one point of time. So there's a cost for doing that, right? If I look at marketing, or do I go mass, or do I say, okay, because the miracle cure, let me see at the lowest cost possible how many people I can reach this out to. And once we reach out to people, we also need to get their responses, and we have to. So there's a very, very important thing called the ROI, the return on investment. So typically, just to give you a perspective, for a new business, for a new customer acquisition, see, finally your marketing and sales budget should not exceed more than 10 to 15% or max 20%. Again, like I'm saying, it completely varies from company to company, and I'm talking about the entire ecosystem. So your marketing or sales cost, so essentially, you have to recover 5 times that cost in any marketing campaign, right? So this ROI is very important. So a lot of times, if it's a very high value product, if it's a luxury product, if it's a luxury car, if it's a luxury real estate product, many a times the one-to-one marketing works, where we spend that much money, more money, but we get one-to-one, close audience of 20, 30, 50 people, who then get to be engaged. And then if even one deal you close, the ROI, the return on investment, is met. However, if I just take the other example, if it's a low value product, let's say we are in the business of selling exotic dry fruits. So in that, again, there it's a niche segment, because it's an expensive thing. However, to recover the cost of the campaign, you can't be selling dry fruits, in a forum like this, right? So typically for that, maybe you'll have to rely on campaigns which are, the cost per contact, the cost per lead is much lower. Now, what are these mediums? Yes, we have to. So earlier days, of course, here we can go on talking about this. There was a time, when there was reliance on, more traditional mediums like the print medium, the TV, these were more traditional. Now, as we can see, it's all sort of funneled or channelized into digital. So now within digital, of course, there are different. So there's a traditional digital, where we rely more on the giants, the Googles, the Facebooks, the LinkedIn's, and in terms of who they want to sort of who we can target from that. Or we use slightly unconventional means and modes, like sometimes we use calling, sometimes we use SMS, email. There are some WhatsApp marketeers out there. There are a lot of people who do organic marketing on social media. So this is very important, guys. So the point, the main crux of this slide is, depending on your market research done, your value of the product, and who your customers are, try out this marketing mix. Do not depend on one medium or the other. Please understand. In fact, Harsh will agree. When he approached me, he said, "Sir, we want to do we want to do this workshop focused on digital marketing." See, digital marketing is good, and and in today's day and age, of course, you can't be there. Like I said, you need to have a digital checklist. But at the same time, there is this loophole. All these digital engines are guzzlers, money guzzlers. So it's good if you're a large brand and you want to spend humongous budget, in experimentation. And but today, for a new business or startup, lot many people won't have that luxury. So in that case, what I would recommend is, think of your, go to the basics, think of your product, your price, think of the end customers, and decide on the 5, 10, 12, whatever alternate options you have, however expensive, however cheap. Possibly, see, you can't do all, you can't keep on experimenting with all 12 options. Look at possibly what your competitors are doing, or maybe in a different, maybe it's not competition, but for some reason they're targeting the same segment of customers. How are they reaching them? Look at that, and probably test, from those 8 or 10, select those 3 or 4 optimum, channels to reach the customers, test them with smaller budget, and then see. So we have always done that. So when we have launched, we have typically tried out 3, 4 different strategies. The data coming from each strategy implementation we have analyzed, and basis that then we have identified and say, okay, strategy A, B, C, D was used. Strategy A and C, the ROI is coming very, very, less, the return on investment. So possibly let's go with strategy B and D. Out of that, B, we are getting higher value customers, but with a higher ROI, higher cost. For D, it's just the opposite. So maybe for now, since we need some quick revenues coming, let's spend more with D. We'll graduate to B, and we'll keep looking at different models. One word of caution here. See, marketing is the most, it is changing like, I wanted to give some good example. It is really changing as we speak, right? So what is relevant 1 month back may not be relevant now, or what may be non-existent 1 month back, may suddenly just take the whole world by storm. So we also need to understand, not all of us, again, I'm talking from my perspective now. We just need to understand what are the tech adapters, what changes is technology impacting marketing with. There are myriad examples I can give on each medium, whether it's Facebook, whether it's WhatsApp bots, whether we can go on and on these. Yesterday I was approached by someone for, for an email verification tool, which will help you in sharpening your, email communication, which has been a problem area for us for long. So we just need to keep our eyes and ears open and, see what we are getting into. And that's that. That sort of brings us to the end of our marketing session. Have I covered all in marketing? This is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. This was supposed to be like a ready reckoner. So, I will, whatever slides we have, we'll share with all of you later on. And what I've just tried to achieve here is for people who are thinking of starting off or who are in a new business, just to see whether these are fundamental pillar stones. Is this some magic mantra for your business for marketing? No. For each of these topics, we can spend one day, 2 day intense workshops, and these are continuous, but I've just tried to condense and give a 1 hour checklist or a roadmap or blueprint in terms of marketing. So with that, Harsh, I would want to open up and get feedback from the people on how this session was, and then of course I have some assignment to give the attendees, which we will come to. So Harsh, you want to open the floor for questions?
Yes, sir. There are some questions. So the first question that I want to ask, that the attendees want to ask, that how can they reach to B2C people who are not present in electronic or social media, like people from 70s or 80s and not yet gone digital?
Okay, so by 70s you mean me, right? That was an indirect question for people like me, older people like me, but okay, I'll take that. Uh, but yeah, I think, see, firstly, even if we look at the senior generations, hardly. So I'll answer it in twofold. One is, I don't think there are too many segments which are uncovered unless they are really, really aged people. If you're targeting them for old age homes and some senior medicines or kids like that, even there the decisions are probably taken by their children, right? So if we are not talking of that senior segment, maybe there is a scope where they are still digital in some way or the other. Okay, that's my first response to this question. Having said that, I've always said don't be over dependent on digital, right? So if they're not there on digital, where will they be present? The 70s, 80s people, will they be See, in COVID times, yes, it's a bit difficult to define because most people, and especially the older generation, they will mostly be indoors. But are there other catchment areas? Are there other interest groups? So, for example, and my father is there on this. I see him as one of the attendees. He's spending a lot of time, in playing bridge the whole day. So, is it possible probably to think of interest areas, hobbies, or maybe engagement zones for such people who are not in traditional, and my father is a classic example. He's not there on Facebook or LinkedIn, but I think he is a decent spender for different products or services. So maybe if someone was to approach him, I see him receiving some cold calls, targeted cold calls, because of his profile, or otherwise, maybe in the forums where he participates, some clubs or some groups, the bridge group, for example. Maybe one can look at advertising there, and a lot of these influencer marketing programs work very well, guys. Watch out for those. And I'm not talking of really going for top celebrities, which will cost an arm and a leg. Probably, in certain micro markets, there may be very strong influencers who will, in today's age and times, they may be slightly TV stars, or there are a lot of these vloggers, as we call them. So they may have their niche kind of audience following them, and sometimes they may be seniors as well. So maybe these alternate things can be explored. Apart from that, we can look at offline marketplaces, or maybe shops or retail centers. So yes, if anyone comes to me with a specific, I can answer this depending again on any specific segment you tell me to. Yeah. Harsh, you're on mute.
Yes, sir. So I was saying that as you said, we'll share an assignment. So I'll call Siddhant on the stage just to share the assignment.
Guys, please welcome Siddhant. He has been helping me put together this presentation, and also welcome Siddhant.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Siddhant. So, what do you have as an assignment for our friends here?
So, since this segment was related to branding and marketing, the assignment is you all have different tables, so you can choose your own teams, and you need to come up with a brand, the strategy for the brand, the name for the brand, and the mission and vision for the brand. Yeah, this is just part one of the assignment.
So we are giving a 5 to 10 minutes. We're taking 5 to 10 minutes break. Guys, you can go on this assignment, and we'll resume this session.
I will just come to the assignment question here. This is it, Siddhant, right?
Yes.
So, guys, and it can be your startup idea, it can be your friends, or it can be something you cook up now. And from whatever you've learned in the workshop so far, probably touch upon those segments, and create a brand for a product. And of course, if we like what you have shared with us, some pointers, all these pointers can be emailed to you, Harsh, right? That's what we decided. So you can share this, and then we will call on stage and dissect or discuss, how this sounds like, and probably people can also learn from this. So it'll be a good exercise, guys.
Sure, sir. I'm sending my email ID. So you'll answer on there. We continue, sir. We continue with our workshop.
Okay. Can we take a 2-3 minute break, Harsh?
No problem.
Let people also work on the assignment. I thought for like maximum 4-5 minutes, and we'll be back by then. I'll just have a tea break, just to. You mentioned me as a 70s person, right? So I just need to recharge a bit. So.
Okay, sir. Guys, please go on the assignment problem, and we'll come back to you again.
Very soon, guys.